I'm Kat. Welcome to my first video. The channel's Kitty Creative. Most of what I'm going to cover is talking about my adventures in online resale, which is something I've been doing since the 90s, before eBay was a thing. And we'll talk about that later. But I'm also an event planner by trade, so you can expect some videos on event ideas and crafting and all sorts of just fun, creative stuff. That's pretty much me, Kitty Creative. So I thought for my first video, I would start off with a tour of my office, my space. Some people, if you do mostly Poshmark, call it a posh room. So little hiccup here. I had planned on starting this channel a little while ago. We were in the middle of moving from one city to another, and I had a really pretty decent setup in my last house. I'll include some clips of that later in the video so you can see what I started with. I started with a guest room, and I kind of adapted it to meet my needs as much as I could. And I had all these grand plans. We're gonna buy a new house, and I was gonna take over my own space and build it to my specifications for this business. It was gonna be awesome. Well, life doesn't go that way, so here we are in an apartment for a year. So I am sharing a tiny guest bedroom with my husband as a shared office space. So please pardon the mess. We've only been here for about a month, and I'm trying to hit the ground running here. But I'm going to, sorry if it's a little shaky, I'm going to do a little handheld tour. I'm going to talk you through it as we look around. And the idea being that as this space progresses, as these videos progress, I'm going to show how I'm adapting and making changes to better work with my workflow. Then eventually, hopefully in about a year, we'll have a new house and we can start my original plan, which was from the ground up building a new office for online resale and general creative use. So let me flip this camera around here. And so here we are in our lovely, spacious guest bedroom. There's the employee of the month, Abby, always sleeping. So as we come into this space, you see this is my husband's side over here. Steamer full of clothes that have, some have been already steamed, some obviously are waiting to get steamed. So we can do some listing today. Printer. So I'm just gonna stand back here. This is an IKEA shelf and table set. I believe it's called the Calyx. And I love it. I've had these shelves since we were back in Rhode Island about 3 years ago. And I added on this table, and it is fantastic. When I'm wrapping gifts for the holidays, I can just clear all this off and have tons of space to work. And when I'm not, this is how I have my office set up. So under here is Shipping Central. So we have all of our packages, my cute new mailers I just bought because I ran out of my last ones. Some packing paper. In here we have, these are what I use to store a lot of my inventory. My sewing machine is tucked in there because there is not space to have it out on its own. So coming around behind this setup is my closet. But I have my backdrop set up. I have my dress form, my lights. And if you notice, we are completely opposite the outdoor window, so we get a good amount of natural light. These are just fillers for when I need them. I'm not going to show you the closet right now because it actually doesn't have any inventory in it. So my closet's actually empty right now. I don't have my inventory here. And that's because I'm in a little bit of a weird work situation right now. When we moved, I didn't have a job where we were moving to. My husband did, I did not. And my current job is having trouble finding a replacement. It's kind of been a win-win situation. I am commuting about 2.5 hours each way, a couple days a week, go there for about 3 days or 4 days, come back for a couple days. Right now I'm here. And they have a beautiful guest suite. I work in an apartment community, so we have a guest suite that I can stay in, which is nice. And so because I'm there so much right now, a lot of my inventory is in the closet there so that I can ship. I am bringing everything back with me next week. So next week, maybe we'll talk about some organization, getting the shelving in. Right now, this closet back here is essentially empty. It's got my wedding dress in there, which I just haven't figured out what to do with yet. Again, grand plans of displaying it in my lady lair, which has not been created yet. But yeah, so that's going to happen next week. We'll get all the inventory in here, and then I will be fully moved into my space. So that is a look at the space I have currently. Let's look at some video of the setup I had at my old place, just so you can see where I'm coming from. So here's the room I had in our last house. You can see it's a little bit bigger. This was originally a guest room. I adapted it. I've got my sewing machine out and my trusty old steamer. And, oh, there's Abby again. You'll see that same shelving system from IKEA, and my printer. You can see it's actually kind of open and clear here, so you can see all the space I have. I have definitely made improvements to my shipping world in the new room. Oh, my thank you notes. I guess I didn't show those in my current tissue paper. I've gone away from using tissue paper a lot. I feel like it's just an excessive use of materials, and I haven't seen a change in my ratings from customers. So I didn't have my background before, so I used the closet doors as my backdrop here. And I kept a lot of things in boxes and hanging and shoes up top and in boxes. Everything's kind of everywhere. And I utilized our dresser, and I had things sorted by, well, sort of, I guess that isn't very sorted. Sweaters is in there. Wasn't the easiest way to find things, but it was, how I made it work with the space I had. So as you can see, I was really adapting what I had available. I was using the dresser that was already there. My toaster all kind of hodgepodge. You'll see that they still are a little hodgepodge. I'm working towards a more uniform setup. But yeah, so there you have it, folks. This is my ever-evolving Posh eBay, Mercari, Facebook online resale setup. I will say most of my sales right now are through Poshmark and eBay, but who knows? It's an ever-evolving world of technology. There may be new platforms coming along. There are other platforms I haven't branched out to yet, mostly because I don't have a lot of inventory that I feel fits on those platforms. I do have one dress right now that I'm toying with cross-posting to a couple platforms I haven't played with yet. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you like what to see so far and you want to see some more videos on, again, online resale, event planning, creative, whatever, fun stuff. And yeah, I'm by no means an absolute online resale expert, but I am learning. I am sharing what I'm learning. I want to hear from you what works for you. If you have some setup tips or you want to share pictures of your space, tag me on Instagram. Leave comments here. My Instagram is Kitty with a K _creative_PM. Again, because it's mostly my Poshmark. I'm also Kitty _creative on eBay, Mercari, and on Poshmark. So find me, look at my inventory, say hi. Love to hear from you, and we'll see you next week.